Good morning. Welcome to A Life Worth Living. I'm Frederick Groth, and I believe that God has a plan and purpose for everyone. I have a message of hope and truth to show you a life worth living. This morning we are in Numbers chapter 9. And again, there are a couple great principles here. Now, I say that because I'm trying to encourage you to look for yourself and read it for yourself so that you can gain some understanding for yourself. Just gleaning from other people doesn't always give you the incentive to do what is said. Sometimes we need to put a little skin in the game, as they call it, and do some research and pay the price ourselves. But in Numbers chapter 9, we have the second time that they observed the Passover. And the Passover was a time of remembrance of their past, what had happened, what God has done for them, and how they were brought out of Egypt. So they were to remember the slavery, remember the Passover lamb, the death angel, remember all the plagues of Egypt, and remember the extraordinary exodus that they experienced in how they pillaged Egypt and got away from their slavery through the hand of God. And very important to remember our past. Very important. Now, God wants us to remember our past, but He wants us to get over the pain of our past so that it no longer brings up those feelings of guilt and those feelings of hurt, but rather we've forgiven and we've moved on and we've received miracle and we received blessing, we received abundance from God, and so we don't dwell on the negative part of the past per se, but we remember. See, too often people forget where they came from, and they get all high and mighty, and they let their head swell, and the next thing you know, somebody comes along with a pin and pops it, and they lose everything. And I don't want us to lose everything we've worked for. We work hard on our goals. We work hard on success. We work hard to achieve the possibilities, the endless possibilities of what God has created us to be able to achieve. And to let it all go just because you forgot that you were a nobody one time? Who says you're a somebody now? We've got to get to the point in our lives where we just are there to serve others. And no matter how much success that we achieve, personal success we achieve in our lives, it doesn't matter. We're still there to serve others. It doesn't matter if we're a multimillionaire or if we are just starting out on the financial success ladder. We are not here to win the game. We are there to serve as many people as possible. And so remembering our past helps us stay grounded. And it also reminds us of what God has done for us. It reminds us of where God has brought us from. It reminds us of where we are going and where we've come from. The next book of the Bible that I think we're going to go through is Deuteronomy. And Deuteronomy is Moses preaching to the people and reminding them of what God has brought them from and brought them through, and reminding them to obey the commandments of God, because if we forget where we came from, we're going to end up in a hole. Probably the same hole we got out of earlier. So remember where you come from. Remember that it caused a lot of pain, but you don't feel that pain anymore. Remember the glory of God that has brought you all this way. Okay? Remember. It's very important. We've got to remember our past so that we don't fall into that trap again. Continue on in success. God bless you and richly bless you and keep you in all that you do. Now it's time to get up and go and live a life worth living.